We're back for daily NBA best bets here on Wednesday, January 7th. We've got a boatload of games today in the National Basketball Association with some big ones. We've got Clippers versus Knicks, Lakers versus Spurs, hell, Boston versus Denver's on ESPN. I'm sure that Disney thought they were getting a much different game when they originally scheduled that one, but regardless, we've got a bunch of basketball today before only a 4-game set tomorrow. But of course, more on that tomorrow. We've still got a lot of basketball today and a lot to cover. So folks, before we get into the video, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for some more daily NBA best bets here on the channel. Earlier today, we posted our college basketball best bets, so you're not going to want to miss that one. Linked in the description down below. Also on the channel, our college football predictions and our NFL predictions for both the college football playoff semifinals and the wild card round, again, for the National Football League. You're not going to miss either of those videos. They are linked in the description down below. Okay, on to the first of our 5 best bets today for the NBA, kicking things off with a 4 o'clock or a couple 4 o'clock matchups, the first of which being, though, the Toronto Raptors going on the road to Charlotte, North Carolina to take on the Charlotte Hornets. Give me plus 120 on the Hornets. I'm going to take Charlotte here. This team has beaten Toronto in 2 of the 3 games they have played so far this season. They did it once in Toronto, they did it once in Charlotte, and now this game is in Charlotte again. The first matchup was won by Toronto very early in the year. In Toronto, the Raptors won by 2 points. Second matchup, an overtime win at the Spectrum Center for the Hornets. Third matchup, a blowout in Toronto in favor of Charlotte. Again, that's when the Raptors were going on their complete cold spell, obviously with RJ Barrett's injury and whatnot. But still, Charlotte has gotten this team 2 out of 3 games, and they will do battle for a 4th time and final time likely this year, unless the Hornets make the play-in, which might be a discussion we need to have in just a few moments. But I am going to take Charlotte to outright beat Toronto here. They're at plus 120. It's incredible value, and Charlotte now has won back-to-back matchups, beating 2 decent teams. Obviously, well, one a lot better than the other. They beat the Chicago Bulls on the road, great win, and then they go to OKC and beat the Oklahoma City Thunder. What? I mean, guys, the Hornets dominate the game. It's the biggest loss the Thunder have taken all year long. Sure, second night of a back-to-back for OKC, but Shea gets held to only 21 points. He still has his 20-point streak intact, obviously, but Charlotte wins the game 124-97. It felt like in the early second half. I know OKC's down like 15. I was like, all right, eventually the Thunder are going to make their run. Eventually OKC's going to win this game. No, the Hornets held them off the entire night, and Charlotte wins the game. Hornets win 124-97 against the Thunder. OKC's 7th loss of the year. Obviously, we can 100% eliminate really the breaking of the Warriors' 74-win record. We still obviously expect OKC to be the 1 seed, and I'd be very shocked if they're not the champions this season. All I'm saying is, if you want good value on something, you can get Thunder to win the championship right now at, let me find it. It's decent. It's like for a majority of the year, it was like plus 110. It was like minus 110. It's plus 105 now. Thunder, you can double your money on Thunder to win the title. I know, again, they're losing, and oh, no, they're not losing 4 games in a 7-game series. I just want to say that now. Like, I would still take OKC to win the championship right now if you can, and trust me, we'll talk about another team I like for a futures bet in a second. Anyways, give me Charlotte to beat Toronto tonight. All that momentum for the Hornets. Back-to-back victories against the Chicago Bulls and the Thunder, both on the road. And now they return home for a matchup against the Raptors before another matchup tomorrow night on a back-to-back against the Indiana Pacers, a game that they should 100% be expected to win before a long, and I mean long, West Coast road trip. Utah, Clippers, Lakers, Warriors, and Nuggets all in succession. They go to Los Angeles to play the Clippers on a Monday, and they don't play the Lakers till a Thursday night. I mean, they are going to be in LA for a while. Anyways, I'm taking the Hornets here to beat Toronto. I mean, what a matchup, what a win that they had against OKC. Just a lot's going Charlotte's way right now. I mean, I don't know if we can expect this team to potentially make the play-in, but they're not that far out of it. 3 games out. And wouldn't this be funny too? We're talking about the Hawks, trying to compete and, trying to trade Trae Young so they can really get into their championship and competitive window. And yet this Charlotte Hornets team is only 3 games out behind Atlanta to make the play-in this season. And the way the Hornets are playing right now, I mean, why wouldn't they? I know they still have a very tough strength of schedule left. So I don't know entirely about that. But I mean, this team just went to OKC and won. And they didn't just win. No. They won the game by 27 points. Brandon Miller goes out there and scores 28 points, 7 for 10 from beyond the arc. LaMelo Ball has taken a little bit of a step back because who else is on that team? But LaMelo Ball scores 16 points, and how about Knuppel, who I don't think is going to win the Rookie of the Year. I know he's tightening the race and tightening the gap between him and the number 1 overall pick, obviously in Cooper Flagg, the former Duke teammates in Knuppel and Flagg. It's going to go to Cooper Flagg because of what he does on the defensive side of the ball. But man, I'm watching Knuppel shoot. Oh my goodness, this dude is legit. And Charlotte has, I don't want to say they lucked out, but they have hit the jackpot with Knuppel, who shoots 44% from 3 as a rookie at 20 years old. It's remarkable. Knuppel is a hooper at 20 years of age. Again, he will not win the Rookie of the Year. That's likely going to Cooper Flagg, who, is a minus 700 favorite. Knuppel is at plus 700. But just watch out for Knuppel. I mean, he's getting Curry comps. And honestly, he should. He's playing for the Hornets. He should be getting Curry comps. I like the Hornets a lot in this spot. Toronto, I know it's coming off back-to-back wins against the Atlanta Hawks, still without their starting center in Jakob Poeltl. Obviously, they have gone small with the absence, I'll say, of Poeltl due to injury. The Hornets are also without their starting center in Ryan Kalkbrenner, so we're probably going to see both teams play somewhat small tonight. I know, again, the Hornets have been starting Debate at the 5. We'll see what Toronto does to combat that, because against Atlanta, they were able to go small and just start calling Murray Boyles essentially as their 5 / Scotty Barnes. We'll see what they do tonight, but I like Charlotte here. Games in Charlotte, North Carolina. This team's got all this momentum, and I think it's time we start taking the Hornets a little bit seriously this season. Give me Charlotte to win the game outright, plus 120 at home at the Spectrum Center. On now to our second best bet of the video, and a team that I said earlier, and I've been saying all year long, get your futures bets in now, the Boston Celtics. Likely the Eastern Conference champions, I believe, this season. And I don't want to beat a dead horse here. But again, this team's going to get Jason Tatum back. And if Jaylen Brown continues to play the way he's doing, Jaylen Brown is in the MVP race. He's not going to win it. Again, not to be a dead horse. It's going to Shea. It's obviously going to Shea. But Jaylen Brown, Cade Cunningham, Kawhi Leonard, Luka Doncic are all part of that next tier of MVP candidates. Where, again, I keep saying it, and knock on wood, I hope it doesn't happen. I really hope it doesn't happen. But if Shea goes down for more than 15 games, because that would do it. If Shea misses more than 15 games at any part in this season, then someone's got to win the MVP. Is that Luka? Is that Cade? Is it Jaylen Brown? Is it Kawhi Leonard? I don't know. But those guys are in that next tier of, okay, right there, in case something happens to Shea where he does miss, a month and a half, that would take Shea out of the MVP race, just like it just did to Jokic, and obviously has basically gifted the MVP race to Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. But we're taking Jaylen Brown, obviously playing for the Celtics, who I believe are going to win the Eastern Conference quite easily this season. Give me Jaylen Brown tonight, over 30.5 points at home against the Denver Nuggets. I mean, this one is really, really perfect for Jaylen Brown. Last game was horrible for Brown, I understand. They're playing the Bulls at home. Boston wins the game by 14 points, but Jaylen Brown goes out there, only scores 14 points on 6 of 24 shooting and 1 for 6 from beyond the three-point line. All around, just a really bad night for Jaylen Brown. I'm not going to deny that. Boston's still, by the way, second in the East, but just a bad game played by Jaylen Brown. It is what it is. We talk about opportunity, we talk about volume and potential of points and potential in terms of shots created and shots taken. That's what Jaylen Brown is, man. I mean, as long as he has a solid night shooting the ball, like we've seen before. I mean, again, we talk about, like, Jaylen Brown, the night before, 2 nights before he played against Chicago, he goes to Inglewood at the Intuit Dome, beats up on the Clippers, scores 50 points against the Clippers, 35 minutes on 18 of 26 shooting from the field, and 6 of 10 shooting from beyond the arc. So it's just on any given night. I think, again, that was a clear off night that Jaylen Brown had against the Chicago Bulls. Boston's at home, primetime spot against the Denver Nuggets, a Denver team that's obviously without Nikola Jokic. They are getting some of their starters back, but Jokic obviously is still one of those starters that are going to be out. Looks like Jokic, the latest Shams report is that Jokic is going to be back in late January, which probably takes him out of the next Lakers-Nuggets game, but who knows? I feel like his return day might be January 20th against Los Angeles for some stupid reason, but we shall see. Anyways, no Jokic still, and defensively, Denver, with or without Jokic, is not a good defensive squad. We'll see if Jamal Murray plays, and we'll see if all these starters play, because this has the potential, and I don't know how Denver is going to approach this game, coming off of their win against Philadelphia on Monday night. We'll see if they take this one off. I have a feeling they may. And if they do, Jaylen Brown is going to run right through this team. I understand there's going to be a window and a period in the fourth quarter in which Jaylen Brown and the starters will not be playing. But I think Jaylen Brown should be able to get this in the first 30 minutes he plays. Because if, again, things go how I think it's going to go, I have a feeling Denver is going to throw this one. I know it's on prime time, but this is a team that has had a disastrous road trip. Jokic gets injured in the second game of the road trip after you lose in Orlando to kick off the road trip. Then you lose in Miami. You lose Jokic, and the Heat score the most points a single team has scored all year long in 147. You go to Toronto, you squeak out a victory, lose in Cleveland, lose in Brooklyn, and you barely escape out of Philadelphia with a victory in which Jalen Pickett was your leading scorer and best player. I think if you're Denver, and for as bad as this is, you're content with 2-5 on your road trip. I think you are. You got to get back home and you got to get healthy. And a look at the injury report tonight, I mean, this is brutal. Jamal Murray, questionable with an ankle injury. Aaron Gordon, questionable with a hamstring injury. Christian Brown, questionable with a left ankle sprain. Tim Hardaway Jr., questionable due to injuries or illness management. And obviously the other injuries, well, okay, Valanciunas out, Jokic out. I think we might see, the Nuggets backups play, which can get you by against Philadelphia, who I think is solid, but Philadelphia is no Boston. I mean, the Denver Nuggets cannot win a game against the Boston Celtics with all due respect, Peyton Watson, Jalen Pickett, Bruce Brown, Spencer Jones, and De'Ron Holmes, and playing Zeke Naji, Julian Strawther, and Hunter Tyson off their bench. We'll see if they play Gordon, Brown, or Murray, because they didn't play any of those guys against Philadelphia. My guess is they're content with just how they played in that game without their starters, and they're just going to bring everyone back for their little home stretch that they have for a couple games. Why does this apply to Jaylen Brown? Well, Denver has never played great defense, and with backups in and in likely a blowout where Denver, I think, is going to feel pretty defeated early against a high scoring and high shooting and high volume shooting team like the Boston Celtics are, I do think Denver is going to collapse fairly early in this game, and I think Jaylen Brown is going to put it on them quite early in this matchup. Again, this is a player who averages 29.5 points per game. It's a player that averaged 32 points per game in the month of December. And just 2 games ago against the Los Angeles Clippers, he put up a 50 bomb. I think Jaylen Brown's going to easily get into the 30s tonight, something we see him do quite often. And I think we see at least 31 points for Jaylen Brown at home on ESPN against the Denver Nuggets. I don't know which version of the Nuggets we get, but regardless of that, they're still not a great defensive team. Jaylen Brown should be able to score and at least score 31. Give me Jaylen Brown over 30.5 points at home in the Boston Garden against the Denver Nuggets. On now to our third best bet of the video. We move now to the Los Angeles Clippers and the New York Knicks. Yes, I am continuing to ride the wave of momentum with the Los Angeles Clippers. I can't believe it. I can't believe we've gotten to this point of the year where I keep on preaching. Watch out for the Clippers. This value's too good. It's still too good. I mean, it just is. Guys, there's going to come a time where we're going to have to completely jump off this bandwagon and jump off the hype train. I'll tell you this, I don't think it's happening in this month. I don't think it's going to. This is my guess on how the Clippers work for the rest of the season, right? I thought we were going to see the cracks in the Jazz game, and I was almost right. Okay, I was there. I was at the game, and I was like, all right, the prophecy has been fulfilled. Clippers win 5 straight games, and the Jazz come in here, and maybe the Clippers win, but it's close, and we see them start to crack. And then Kawhi Leonard happened in the fourth quarter, and the Jazz choked the 14.5 point spread we had. It's okay. It's great. Wasn't mad at all, right? It's okay. Happy New Year to me. Anyways, Clippers win that game. They lose to Boston. Expected Jaylen Brown, as we just said, drop 50. And in the Warriors game, we had Clippers money line. We still had it. We stayed the course even with James Harden out of the lineup. Clippers win the game by 1 point. They're ahead the entire night. Warriors trying to scratch and claw their way back. Steve Kerr gets ejected for the right reasons, I believe. I think the Warriors kind of got hosed a little bit, but it's okay. Hey, we didn't care. Glad the refs were on our side. Clippers win the game by 1 point. Jimmy Butler misses a game-winning shot, obviously, because Jimmy Butler sucks. But it's okay. Clippers have now won 6 out their last 7 games. 7 out their last 8, actually. Excuse me. I was wrong on that. They've been playing hot basketball, man. The only loss, again, is to Boston, where Jaylen Brown scored 50 points on them. We'll see if James Harden comes back tonight. Harden is questionable. I'll tell you this, even if Harden doesn't play, we're going to get better value on the Clippers, and we're still taking the Clippers. I think this line is expecting James Harden to play, which I'm fine with. Okay, Harden playing, we get 6 points, easy. I will say this, though. The game Kobe Sanders played against the Golden State Warriors, my goodness. I mean, I'm watching the Warriors broadcast. It's no secret. I live in the area. And so, obviously, the Clippers broadcast and the NBC broadcast actually is on blackout for me. So, I have to watch the local Warriors broadcast. But I'm watching the broadcast, and, Azubuike, who used to play on the Warriors, before the Curry era, I grew up watching Azubuike some. I can't tell you I'm not going to straight up tell you I'm a Warriors fan. But, I mean, I watched Kalena Azubuike quite a bit. You know, he was on the 2010 Warriors with Monte Ellis, right? I believe that was about that time period. Again, the Warriors are just a team that was on my TV when the Lakers weren't playing. But anyways, when I was, younger. But regardless, Kobe Sanders and, Kalena Azubuike's going crazy over Kobe Sanders because he's like, this is the 50th pick in the draft, and he's playing like this. It was the best game of the career so far out of Kobe Sanders, rookie out of Nevada. I mean, this guy goes out there and shoots 9 for 16 from the field, plays 36 minutes, and scores 20 points. Did he have a James Harden-like impact on the game? Obviously not. But it was a remarkable performance out of Kobe Sanders, who, again, scored 20 points without taking one shot at the free throw line. That was phenomenal. I do believe they're going to get Harden back, but if Kobe Sanders continues to play like that off the bench, they're dangerous. Just like how I've been saying, okay, Ivica Zubac is back. Ivica, whatever. I always call him Ivica. Ivica Zubac is back. Brook Lopez now gets to come off the bench. And Brook Lopez has been very productive for this team recently, to the point now where Yannick Niederhauser is basically out of the rotation, who was great, I thought, when Zubac was out. But unfortunately for Niederhauser, he's a rookie, first-round pick, higher pick than Kobe Sanders, but they just don't have a spot for him in the rotation, considering the better play of Brook Lopez recently. And that's fine, but now I see the vision with the Clippers. On top of this, the Knicks have lost 4 straight games. And now Stephen A. Smith is saying, I'm concerned about my team. I'm concerned about the New York Knicks. And you should be. The Knicks aren't good. I've been saying this. This team's going to fall apart in the postseason. And still, they have a better odds to win the East than the Celtics do. I'm telling you, plus 410 on the Celtics. Cash in while you can. Absolutely. Plus 410 for Boston. This isn't going to stick around for that much longer. I just want to put that out there. Okay? That number's not going to stick for long. The minute it gets revealed Tatum's coming back, and the minute the Celtics look at the standings and say, wait, hold on. It's late February, and wait, it's mid-February, and we're the 2 seed, and we're 3 games out, and we're just behind Detroit? Oh, okay, let's buy. The minute Mazzulla, figures that out, I'm not saying Mazzulla is stupid, obviously, I think Mazzulla is a very talented coach. But the minute Mazzulla is like, oh, wait, hold on, okay, we can easily win this conference, that number's going to go away. That plus 410 is going to immediately come back to like plus 250, guys. I'm telling you, buy in on the Celtics right now. Anyways, the Knicks, 4 straight L's. Spurs, Hawks, Sixers, Detroit. Sure, some good teams in there. But again, that's my point. Knicks against good teams in the playoffs, they can't win 4 of 7 against the Pistons. Hell, against the Sixers, against the Celtics. No, they're not going to be able to win series against those teams. I firmly believe that. Even Cleveland, I think they might struggle. They'll beat Cleveland in the playoffs. But I think they will struggle in the postseason. This is a Clippers team that is playing right now like a playoff team. Will they get to that point? I think so. I think it's actually tremendous value right now in Clippers to make the playoffs as well. I think there's a very good chance they finish top 8, and then all they have to do is win 1 play-in game. But I don't want to do that yet because I think there's a very good chance they fall off a cliff because of their injuries. But that's neither here or there. I absolutely love the Clippers in this spot. They are getting 6 points in the road against a Knicks team that is really struggling. Jalen Brunson's playing out of his mind, I understand. The rest of the team's not giving him any help. Josh Hart's still out for the time being. I got to go Clippers here on the road to cover the 6 points. One team's hot, one team's not. Give me LAC on the road at the Garden to cover against the New York Knicks. On to our 4th best bet of the video. This is outrageous. I completely understand, but I don't care. Luka Doncic over 35.5 points. I don't think LeBron's playing. I don't think LeBron's playing tonight, and I think we're going to see a Herculean-type effort out of Luka. Basically, we're going to know if we hit this after the first quarter. I'm so serious. And it's not about how many points Luka scores in the first quarter. It's what Luka's demeanor is in the first quarter and the way the Lakers come out to play after the first quarter or in the first quarter. Because if the Lakers are actually trotting into San Antonio, and this might be my mistake, I'm going to be honest. And I know I said, oh, we've banned the Lakers. We don't do Lakers money lines and spreads. Well, I've kept my word. I just do player props now. Okay. I know. Oh, the Jackson Hayes pick. I'm sorry. Yeah, that was not my best pick. I completely understand. But hey, we hit on some stuff yesterday in the NBA. Shout out to the Memphis Grizzlies. I see you. Big win. I know that the Pacers one didn't go our way with the damn Cavs, but it's okay. It's ours. Right? Grizzlies covered and won outright. Kings cover. Okay, come on now. I was told I was crazy for the Grizzlies pick. I just want to put that out there. Anyways, regardless of all of that. Luka Doncic, okay, so if the Lakers actually show up and think, okay, wait, hold on, let's try to win this game. Just saying, I think Luka's dropping 40 tonight. And 35.5 points is the highest line you're going to see in any player in the league. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Jaylen Brown, Nikola Jokic. You're not going to see a higher line than this. Again, to win, we need Luka to score 36 points. That's crazy for near even money. I know. I don't think it's that crazy. If LeBron doesn't play, who's going to score all the points? It needs to be Luka Doncic. Now, I'll say this. Wait till you know if LeBron plays or not. Because if it gets ruled LeBron is playing, this is going to come down to, I believe, 33.5. And that's 2 points we could easily take. And obviously what LeBron James is doing, and if you've been watching the Lakers, and I've been saying, big shocker, it took the 41-year-old all this time to get back into the swing of things. Crazy shocker. Who would have thought? Who would have thought it was going to take a 41-year-old, just 3 weeks to become, a top 10 player in the league? How the hell does Deni Avdija got more votes for the All-Star game than a 41-year-old LeBron who's averaging 22 points per game? I don't understand. And I don't dislike Deni. I don't at all. Trust me, the next best bet, we're going to be raving about Deni in a second. But really? Lakers win in New Orleans. Some of the shots Luka hits in that game, man. The dagger 3 to put away New Orleans. I mean, if I was a Pelicans fan and, I'm watching my team, we're 8-29. We think we got a chance to be the Lakers, and I watched Luka Doncic pull that shot off on a dead possession. Back-to-back possessions, too. Lakers were playing crappy. They couldn't find a shot. They couldn't find a good look on back-to-back possessions. What happens in back-to-back possessions? Yeah, the Don bails him out. That's the Luka we know. I know Luka's still not having a great statistical year from beyond the three-point line. Hell, he shot 3 for 10 from 3 yesterday. But when it mattered, yeah, Doncic in his final 2 possessions hit big three-pointers. I know he's a 30% three-point shooter, and that's kind of absurd. And he missed 2 big free throws, they weren't big at that point, but he did miss 2 free throws at the end of the game on back-to-back shots. Still, though, Luka scores 30. Again, without LeBron James, who else is going to score for this team? Guys, Luka dropped 30 last night. Bron dropped 30. Bron is still very elite at this point in his career. Very elite. I mean, I'm serious. If Bron wants to play till he's 43, 44, I think he can. I think next year's likely LeBron's last year, but there was talk that this guy was washed up. I know I'm not talking specifically about LeBron right now in terms of the bet, but I mean, there were dudes out there that were trying to tell me LeBron James was done. And LeBron James, it's over. This is getting sad now. The king, the reign is over. Yeah, really? LeBron James is averaging 29 points per game so far in the calendar year of 2026. Get this team a good defender in the starting lineup, and this team's going to go fairly far. Fairly far as in losing in the second round. But you know what? Maybe we'll win one playoff series this year. Like, if the playoffs started right now, we get Minnesota. What? Minnesota in the first round? Really? God. The team's got to get the 2 seed. They got to get the 2 seed. They're in the 3 right now, but they got to get the 2 seed so then they can match up with the Warriors, the Suns in the first round so I can actually feel good about myself. And then they can go lose in the second round to the Spurs and the Nuggets. We can beat Denver this year, I think so. San Antonio, definitely not. Regardless, back to Luka. Bron doesn't play. Who's taking the shots? Guys, Luka's going to take 30 shots tonight. We talked about Josh Hubbard earlier today with our college basketball best bets with Mississippi State. That's what Luka's going to be tonight for the Lakers. Every shot is ending up in Luka's hands. No Bron, no Reeves, no Hachimura, Luka Doncic. Even if Bron plays, I'm still taking Luka. Bron in a second night of back-to-back is not going to be as explosive, and obviously the line's going to be lower on Doncic. I just don't expect Bron to play. I mean, Bron had that whole quote after that Pelicans game, and I assumed this too. I was like, okay, Bron's playing the Pelicans game. JJ's thinking about this, and the Lakers are thinking about this. We know he can beat the Pelicans. It's hard to go on the road and win, but we can beat the Pelicans with LeBron. We don't really care about the Spurs game. Not a playoff team, obviously. It's a playoff team, but a team that probably can't beat, and even if we had Bron, we'd struggle against. So there's no reason. There's no reason to play Bron. That's just my hunch. We'll see what happens. I know San Antonio has been very injured going into this game, but big shocker. They're going to be perfectly fine tonight. Wembanyama's projected to play, even though he's been injured, and we didn't know. He comes back for the Memphis game and drops 30 points in 21 minutes because he's absurd. You'd think maybe he wouldn't play the second night of a back-to-back. He's going to. He's definitely going to. I think if he doesn't play, Lakers money line, kind of playable. But nah, give me Luka tonight. I think this is going to be Doncic's day. He leads the NBA in points per game with 34. We've seen him to get 36, which is just absurd, but that's just what Luka does. Doncic over 35.5 points at the Frostbank Center in San Antonio, Texas. Final best bet of the video, we go to the Moda Center. We end all nights, it feels like, at the Rose Garden and at the Moda Center. Same thing. Portland Trailblazers at home against the Houston Rockets. Portland plus 6.5. Okay, here, like, I think the Rockets are a good team. I've always said I think the Rockets are probably the biggest threat to OKC in the postseason. Well, because I don't think OKC is going to end up playing the Spurs in the playoffs, I think, again, my entire theory is that we're probably going to get Houston and San Antonio at some point, and Houston's going to take care of San Antonio before they get a chance to play OKC. My guess right now is that's probably going to be a 3-6 matchup, I think. Probably maybe a 4-5. Honestly, it might be a 4-5 matchup. That's probably more likely. We get a 4-5 Rockets versus Spurs, and Houston just gets rid of them. Anyways, Rockets versus Blazers tonight. So I think very highly of the Rockets. But Portland, the team you don't want to play. The team you don't want to play because they're hot. 3 straight wins, winning in New Orleans against the Pelicans, in San Antonio against the Spurs. In their last game, a blowout victory where I was wrong. They blew out the Utah Jazz. They ended up only beating them by 20, but I mean, that was like a 30-point blowout throughout the game's entirety. Okay. So now we get Portland and Houston tonight. Portland hasn't played in 2 nights, obviously, did not play yesterday. And Houston does play last night, and they win. The Rockets beat the Phoenix Suns, Monday night. So both teams, again, not coming off back-to-back. Regardless, Phoenix coming off the Monday night victory against the Suns, doing by 3 points. The Rockets have their own version of Light the Beam. You know, the Kings obviously have that in Sacramento. The Rockets have started a new tradition, too, where they press a red button, and then just, like, smoke comes out of the Jumbotron, which... You know, I appreciate the creativity, but, like, nothing was the beam. The prime beam days, man, the beam team kings, man, had me, I'm not joking, true story. I know it's very, very random. The beam team kings had me driving, you know, I was very, you know, end of high school. I had me driving on a school night. I would get done with baseball practice, get in my car, drive 2 hours to go to Sacramento, watch the Beam Team Kings, and go drive right back and play a game the next day. Like, that was my senior year of high school with the Beam Team Kings, okay? Like, I'm telling you, the Beam Team Kings were something else. So, obviously, teams are trying to replicate that. But, like, there was buzz to the point that, I mean, it's no secret. I live in Warriors country, or Warriors territory, whatever the hell you want to call it. I live in the Bay Area, no secret. I was driving to Sacramento. I only did this a couple times, but I drove to Sacramento on school nights. Went straight from practice, drove straight to Sacramento and would watch that team play basketball because that's the buzz they had even over here, even in the Bay Area. Like, oh my goodness, the Kings. Anyways, the Rockets, I mean, it's good for them to try to replicate that, you know, hype, I guess. I just spent a whole minute and a half on the Kings. I apologize. Anyways, shout out to Sacramento for yesterday, though. Choked that game. Had 4 opportunities to win, and they couldn't convert any of them. Anyways, Rockets, Blazers. Portland at home, man. Different monster. Different monster in Portland. I don't know when Drew Holiday and Jeremy Grant and Scoot Henderson and Matisse Thybulle, for that matter, are all coming back. But the guys who are playing are doing their thing. We really need to talk about Caleb Love. I like Adjib. Well, Adjib is all right. Adjib is playing well. He's going to be an all-star. We need to talk about Caleb Love, though, and what he has done in his rookie season. This is a player who I think got overlooked coming into the NBA 100%. You know, older collegiate player, 24 years of age. But last, 10-game stretch for Caleb Love, he's averaging 18 points per night. And the 3-point shooting is there currently for the rookie out of Arizona. He's played phenomenal basketball this season. Him coming off the bench, Adjiva, Sharp, Klingon. Guys, this is a difficult team. And I look at Houston, obviously a close win over the Phoenix Suns, but still yet no Alfred Şengün. Şengün's probably going to be out for another week or so. Okay, that's the Donovan Klingon offensive rebound masterclass. I know Steven Adams is obviously going to be very involved trying to get boards tonight as well, but I don't know, man. Klingon's another monster. I know Adams is very good at getting rebounds too, but still. By the way, the Rockets really just... Is Steven Adams, I remember at one point in time, Steven Adams got traded. He's my guy, my favorite player ever. Steven Adams really got traded at one point in time to Houston for Victor Oladipo. That actually happened. That was weird. Shout out to Vic. Shout out to my guy Oladipo on the Herd now in the G League. But Steven Adams is starting now, and he got traded for. I mean, both Oladipo and Adams were hurt at one point in time, and the Rockets traded Oladipo to Memphis, where Vic never played in Memphis, and he got randomly traded to the Thunder at one point in time. Oh man, I'm getting flashbacks. Please call up Victor Oladipo soon. Anyways, I gotta take Portland tonight. I'm looking at the Rockets, good team obviously. Just on the road in Portland, man, this team just plays you tough. First of back-to-back games in Portland for the Rockets. They play tonight, and then they'll play again on Friday against the Blazers, which is really weird. And we'll probably be covering this game on Friday, too, because we'll have a better understanding of what Rockets versus Blazers is going to look like. But I'm telling you, no Şengün makes a big difference. Huge difference. I watched Houston go to Dallas and lose. They just played Phoenix at home, played them to a very competitive game, and only won by 3 points. You tell me this Blazers team is just, as long as they get hot from 3, yeah, you're not covering against this squad. Ajva gets to the free throw line a million times. You get the shooting out of guys like Caleb Love, out of Shaedon Sharpe, out of Ajva himself, too, and the offensive rebounding potential out of Donovan Clingan. It's a very difficult task to say, okay, go blow out the Blazers and go beat Portland in Oregon by more than 7 points. Yeah, difficult to do, or more than 6 points. Absolutely difficult to do. I'm taking Portland at home plus 6.5 to cover against the Houston Rockets. Folks, thank y'all for watching our NBA Best Bets here on January 7th. If you haven't yet, though, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy the video. Make sure to comment if you disagree with any of the picks. We'll be back tomorrow for more daily NBA Best Bets. Folks, thank y'all for watching, and Mamba forever.